Hello everyone, we're back again! So what you got going on? Today we're going to be checking out the Jada Kingdom versus Steph London Burna Boy Global War. That's a global war, that's mad. Shout out to, what's it called? What's his name? Shout out to Dance All Decoded. But that's mad though, that's a mad title right there. Man says Civil War. Civil War is insane, but let's check it out. Let's see what they got going on Burna Boy.
The music industry has had many insane wars for all kinds of different reasons, but none were quite like the international clash between Jada Kingdom and Steph London. A war so big that it riled up not only the entire Caribbean, but the UK and Africa as well. Yes, because the war was just that viral with them holding no punches, but also because the reason behind the clash was none other than the international superstar himself, Burna Boy. And as insane as this might sound, to understand how two millionaire women even ended up beefing on the internet over this guy, the first place we need to look is 2018, where Steph London had a show to perform in Ghana. But she missed her flight, and while she ended up staying in the country a few days later, she coincidentally ended up at a concert instead. And it just so happened that the person performing at this concert was Burna Boy. Whether backstage or otherwise, the two connected, and the rest was history. By 2019,
I didn't even know they even
public,
did that,
with fans shipping them left and right, and even viewing them as a modern day power couple. It got so much to the point that they started to ask Burna Boy questions in interviews about whether or not he was going to get engaged, and he was actually responding, giving the impression that that was very soon to come. Around this same time though, there was another relationship that the public started to speculate, one that was a bit less romantic but still iconic, and that was the potential friendship between Jada Kingdom and fellow female artist Steph London, as they were seen showing love in each other's comment sections and even linking up once or twice. The two massive female artists with Jamaican backgrounds collaborating on a song would have been amazing for the culture, and apparently that was supposed to happen. But of course, if that had gone well, we probably wouldn't speculate. One that was a bit less romantic but still iconic, and that was the potential friendship between Jada Kingdom and fellow female artist Steph London, as they were seen showing love in each other's comment sections and even linking up once or twice. The two massive female artists with Jamaican backgrounds collaborating on a song would have been amazing for the culture, and apparently that was supposed to happen. But of course, if that had gone well, we probably wouldn't be talking about this right now. Apparently, Steph claims that Jada had reached out to her to collaborate on a song, but whether because she was too busy or other personal matters, she just kept taking longer and longer until eventually the process was so dragged out that the song ended up getting scrapped altogether. And as much as Jada never publicly said how this made her feel, Steph would say that this would cause them to stop talking. And as much as a bad
ChatGPT, can I make money on Airbnb with $0?
bad taste was left in her mouth over that whole situation. As far as she was concerned, there was no real bad blood between them. But that's why it was so shocking what would go on to happen next. After about 3 years of being a super strong power couple that the fans adored, on a fateful day in 2021, Burna Boy would announce that both he and Steph London had broken up. Of course, people speculated and wondered why, but none of them ever actually came out to spill the private details of their relationship. And eventually, this was left alone. After all, adults break up all the time. But what did get the people talking again was in 2023 when there were rumors going around of Burna Boy with a new girl, a female artist. Rumors saying things like how this new girl was spotted wearing his chain, and it would make matters worse when this mystery woman would go on to flex all of her new gifts on her story, like roses and even a Birkin bag. And if this new girl was just a normal woman, nobody would have cared. But this girl was none other than Jada Kingdom. However, even though they speculated there might be something going on between them, nobody knew if it was just a fling or something serious between the two musicians, because Jada Kingdom herself has already publicly admitted to selling her to a rapper for $35K. So just because she was talking to a famous musician did not mean it had to be something deep. However, regardless of the status of their secret relationship, in this world of social media, nothing ever truly stays secret. Because even more so than the gifts and them being spotted in the Netherlands together, Burna Boy decided to take this a step further and do what every dancehall artist and apparently Afrobeat guys too like to do when they feel inspired: sing about the girl's poems in a song. And so on the Taliban's remix with Byron Messiah, Burna Boy said, and I quote, And the best pum pum they are Kingston, so me buy a Birkin for Jada Kingdom. In one line, confirming every rumor that had ever been made. And like I said, this is all well and good. These are two consenting adults. But between the two consenting
That's crazy from Burna Boy though. Burna Boy is wild for just coming out and say that.
adults,
I mean, she probably gonna get a lot of clout with that though. Like Burna Boy. I mean, Burna Boy is such a big artist, you know. I don't know about how she took it though.
there was just one problem. Wasn't Jada Kingdom friends with Steph London? Why would she be messing around with the guy who was practically her ex-fiance? Well, apparently it wasn't exactly like that. Because at least from Jada's perspective, the relationship between the girls was more like industry acquaintances than any type of real friendship. And so even though the people had questions because they wouldn't exactly know that, it was never really that big of a deal. However, as you can probably imagine, Steph did not see it that way. Because in her mind, yes, as much as they weren't any super close sisters or anything, this was in fact an absolute violation of any kind of bond they did have. And yeah, maybe you could say that Steph was tripping because they were just decent acquaintances and their interactions were really spread out over years. But all of that changes when you look at the fact that Steph claims that just a couple weeks before this, Jada had actually reached out to her on Instagram saying, "Hey, I'm in London, let's link." A message she would apparently unsend soon after. So as far as Steph was concerned, Jada was actively still trying to be her friend up until just a couple weeks ago. And so the question comes, why are you trying to be buddy-buddy with me, knowing full well that my ex-man's body is inside of you every night? And so of course,
that's mad. Why are you trying to be buddy-buddy with me?
did not.
I mean, it's what it is.
But
though.
of course, she kept it cool, at least publicly, and moved on with her life. But as much as the story felt like it was over, nobody could have begun to even realize that it hadn't even started. And what would happen next would become one of the most diabolical moments in the history of the Caribbean diaspora. A couple months had passed, and it was now December of 2023. And if you weren't there for this month, just know that in dancehall, it was massive, because that was when legendary producer Russian had just returned from making his bag in the Spanish market and came back to Jamaica ready to shake the game with a brand new rhythm, the Dirty Money rhythm.
Come back to Jamaica.
The biggest dancehall beat of the past 5 years. But if you remember anything about why that rhythm became the size that it was, it had a lot to do with drama and beef. People dissing Russian, people dissing each other, and some people even dissing the
man. Bro, so I don't know, man. I really like Oshan. Shout out to Oshan, man.
In the midst of
one
all
of the
this drama, there was
beats
one
ever
person
is
who
Oshan.
saw a little bit of an opportunity, a chance to finally release some of her personal frustrations that she had been holding in all this time. And the world would learn who this person was when it was Steph London's turn to jump on the rhythm. And when she decided to preview her Dirty Money snippet on her Instagram story that day, every single person was excited. After all, she's still a UK artist, so she doesn't usually participate this directly in dancehall. But as much as we started the song bobbing our heads and expecting to hear some tough bars, we were met with something else entirely instead. The very first part of the snippet started off by saying, and I quote, "Put the body in a trance, you a wine, you a jiggle, 2 leg in the ear, 2 hand pon the nipple, you know in a dance hall, I run through a bag of man." Dissing a mystery woman telling her she's
man, Jamaica, learning this Jamaican language would be so sweet.
And
honestly,
although no names were called, things would go
this
on
is
to
mad.
become even more specific when she would go on to say,
Girl,
never sell yet. Never if a man figure land pan a jet. You never if my man. Dirty girl, we did left. Tell a girl say, I diss me I say. And then the even more diabolical part. You never if my man still.
Never if a man still a box
And
figure.
as you can probably imagine,
I don't really understand what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's a diss. Both this and each other.
Wild, trying to figure out just who she could possibly be talking about. But as far as we know, there is only one female artist in dancehall who has ever admitted to selling her poems, and that was none other than Jada Kingdom. Of course, everybody was commenting, flooding her inbox, tagging her, and she swiftly responded to the potential jab on her Instagram story saying, and let me just translate for the UK people watching, "Hey boo, I'm not running around any bush with you. That's not my style. So before I gather your 3rd-degree burns, just let me know from now if it's me you're coming for this time. Or is it still your manager you're talking about again?" And I think this was shade because Jada is kind of saying, yo, anytime you've tried to sneak this me in the past, you've copped out by saying you were talking talking about your manager. And so she follows up by saying, all of us here are curious as hell, ma'am. You should really stop with those things. And after this, Jada even went on live saying she was very curious who are gonna get the box, because it could never be her that she was talking about. And so everybody was waiting to see what would happen next. And maybe some thought that it would just be one diss and then fade away like most social media interactions. But that could not have been anywhere further from the truth. And the very next day, a full-length song was uploaded to Steph London's YouTube channel called Data Dat. Of course, on the Dirty Money rhythm.
So it's been 2 years ago.
That was previewed the day before. Except this time, there was something different about it. When you went to listen to the song, in that same line where she dissed a quote-unquote unknown woman, you could hear that the lyrics had been changed. And so what Steph London said on the official song differently from the preview was, top girl never sell p*** yet. Never if a man figure land pan a jet. You never if my man dirty girl with it left. Tell Twinkle, say I diss me I say, calling Jada Kingdom by name, and going on to say some insane things in the rest of the song, turning what was supposed to be a club banger for the UK dancehall scene into a full-on diss track. Starting off the first verse by saying, one man to me miggle, come in like you forgot, them girl full of man like dung a dove cat, saying that only one man is occupying residency in her cooch at any given time, and saying that Jada has so many bodies deep inside her, it's almost akin to Dovecote, a very famous cemetery in Jamaica where thousands are buried. Them not.
See, this is the thing about this stuff, is that when women are dissing each other, they'll be saying, hey, yes, you slept with this person, you slept, you'll be passed around and all the stuff. Hey, bro, like, it's... everybody's been passed around now. Yeah, this nigga did this nigga did this, that he did that one did that, bro. Like, it's normal. Like, I don't know how they trying to act like it's all of them that is doing one or two things. So it's just what you know that they will start talking about. You get so.
Not kill nobody, but them about shot 50 man. How you do your body like that? Saying that Jada Kingdom is not killing anybody because she has no badness, but yet despite her lack of shooting guns, the men that she sleeps with still end up getting shot. And getting shot is of course the Jamaican term for giving somebody an STD. Talk say just money man can give you slam, and from morning you're not even yam. Saying that even though Jada claims that only rich niggas can get access to her golden hole, she is still broke and up to now can't even get a little bit of money from these men who are using her to even buy a little bit of breakfast in the morning. You're too beggy, you not have no ambition. You are sell out your body, but a hype on the gram. Saying that Jada Kingdom is so lazy that all she does is beg men because she has no ambition for herself. And despite the fact that she sells her body, she still has the audacity to be flexing on Instagram like she paid for any of that stuff herself. If me bust my rifle, no girl don't come back. As you tag me fast, you know see me go answer. Think me afraid for say you are who? You can't talk for me afraid. You are no gangster. Making reference to the same IG post that just showed with Jada telling Steph to stop throwing shade and just be direct. Steph is saying, yo, ain't nobody afraid of you. I will gladly call you by name if you want me to so badly, because you are not a gangster or anyone to even think of making me afraid. Tight girl no fight over man, but you get a wrong bang if you play with the Dan. Back road girl, I never you me a chat, but if the cap fit, you for weird. Making reference to Back Road, the most popular location in Jamaica to pay for special services, and calling Jada an employee of such an establishment, and also saying that she wasn't talking about her in the snippet, but if the cap fits then wear it. Which, by the way, speaking of caps, that is complete cap, because come on, we can't pretend you weren't talking about Jada. Like Steph, I know we sing about songs, but we are not that stupid. But anyways, tell the cokehead, I diss me I say, one man to me miggle, come in like you forgot, them girl full of man like dung a dove cat. Waist girl, you not in my league. Me a real top girl, you no can't style me. Waist girl, you not in my league. If you not sing song, then don't at me. Saying that if Jada Kingdom had no intention of actually making a song to diss her, she does not care to go back and forth on Instagram stories. And after a few more lines, the song comes to a close. And of course, the entirety of dancehall absolutely lost their minds and flooded every single comment section, TikTok and IG post about this this topic. The biggest question right now in the air was whether or not Jada was going to respond to this absolute onslaught of allegations. And for a while, nobody really knew, because as much as there was some back and forth on Instagram stories, for the next few days was pretty much silence on the musical front. But on one of these random days at 4 o'clock in the morning, as people were still in the middle of posting memes and making jokes about the situation, we all got a notification from YouTube saying that Jada Kingdom had a new upload. And when we opened it, we saw none other than a picture of Steph London and a title saying Jada Kingdom London Bed. And I just have to say,
apparently you can go from 0 to complete site in just a second.
Jada Kingdom London Bed is just
mad. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Where vibe coding meets drag and drop free.
Right now, that this song is one of the single most disrespectful pieces of media I have ever seen in my entire life. And I am not exaggerating. This might even be worse than Not Like Us. But to fully understand why, before we even break down
Not
the
Like
lyrics,
Us.
you have to
Not
know
Like
that a
Us is
couple
a
weeks
hit
before
now.
the song
You
dropped,
cannot say
there
it's
was a
worse like
TikTok
Not
trend.
Like
It
Us.
started
Not
when
Like Us
famous
is a
artist
hit.
Idonia was having a conversation with fellow artist Governor when he said, and I quote,
"Any girl,
Yeah.
all we can't give her a song.
Yeah.
Enough for fuck it back, you're artist.
any girl old we can't give her a song, don't F it back. Basically saying to his artist friend that if the girl's punani is not so amazing that he feels inspired to write a song afterwards, he should not waste his time reinserting into that woman. And of course, this clip went viral, spawning a
All
whole
this
chain
is
of
all about
artists
Burna
talking
Boy.
about making hit songs from girls.
All this thing is all about Burna Boy. Imagine, see the amount of attention and everything that given to Burna Boy. Man, Burna Boy is just somewhere smoking his Igbo.
Girls' vaginas. But this whole thing became all the more insane when Jada Kingdom released London Bed. And before the song even started playing, as soon as you opened the video, this was the very first thing that you heard.
Any girl, all we can't give her a song. Enough for fuck it back, you're artist.
And immediately after this audio plays, the instrumental comes
God,
in,
I have
and
slept.
guess what? It's Taliban's
My head is
remix.
cold. Da da o da da o da da o da 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 o. Let's go da da o.
London's ex-man's beat against her. But if you thought
I
that
think when they
was
were
the
dating
only
was like
reason why she chose
2017.
this beat, think again. Because oh no, the real reason she chose it was exactly so she could do this. This girl literally chose the instrumental of Steph London's ex-man just so that she could play the verse of him saying that she has the best pum-pum. And to make matters worse, she played the Idonia clip at the start just to show that not only is your man singing about my front, but he's doing what the trend said you're supposed to do. Make a hit song from it. Not even 50.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like Jada Kingdom is still the one. It's been a while since I've heard of Steph London though. And this is the only time I. Oh. Yeah, I can't sleep, man. I'm freaking knocked out. Slept is like almost 2 nights now. It's insane. So yeah. This one is. Yeah, hopefully, but it's crazy. Jada Kingdom, people are hearing Jada Kingdom, you know. I think she's like the new girl in town, and people are like, you know.
15 seconds into the song, Jada had not
Messing
even
it
said
up.
a single bar as yet, but yet still infinite disrespect had already been delivered. Truly, if she had stopped it right there, it would have been enough. But of course, that is the opposite of what happened. And once she starts talking, the very first line of the song says, and I quote, "Me coulda make a waste boy trap me with no picnic. That are you. Go and go find your mama, big ol' fi jump through." Making reference to the fact that
That's
Steph
mad.
London is actually a single mother and saying that unlike her, Jada would never let a broke bum-ass nigga trap her with a kid. And then goes on to tell Steph that she should find her mother's extremely stretched out area and jump right through there where she belongs. Grow the F up and argue with your age group. You is a man clown and that are the sad truth.
Man.
Making reference to
Let's go straight to the main stuff, Jai.
in my yard. Me go turn up right called Dead Girl Walking. And due to just how eager everyone was to hear what she had to say, the view count shot up in literal seconds. The track starts by saying, "You is a dead girl walking. Me no beat round bush, want book you up on the main and show the world how me brawling."
To be honest with you, I really don't understand.
But she seems to know more things because she then goes on to say a book. Man, I turn you in a puppy show. Saying that Jada is out there selling pumps for 35k a piece, but yet her mother is still broke and starving.
Man, that's mad, man.
You keep on your draws. Saying that Jada Kingdom is so worthless, it doesn't even make sense she goes to sell the pumps. She not getting no money from it anyway. Birkin bag nah hype me up. You a boss about property? Me buy these nuff. Diamonds pa my chain, every ice freeze up, plus the rose.
Man, I gotta learn Jamaica. Birkin bag nah hype me up. You are both about property. Me buy this enough diamonds for me chain. Me chain every ice freeze up plus the rose goes your free try keep up. How did I do? But I need to try, bro. I need to learn Jamaica shit. Baking bag, yeah, mama hype me up. You gonna wagwan, let me see. You gonna wagwan me? You gonna wagwan me, bro? You want wagwan me, bro?
Keep up. I wonder you stinky twinkie.
You stinky twinkie, Miss Jada cunt. But I years where's got try my dongle. Dongle, man. It's like pigeon.
You are mossy mascot. Skilly make you shake. Forget
Skilly make you shake.
Making reference to Skillibeng and Jada Kingdom's famous collab Shake, and also implying that Jada busted down on Skilly to get the feature. But then Steph comes in to defend her mother by saying, oh, you fi try this to Dan mother. 16 shot, it's sent up in your bladder. And then goes on to defend her family once more by saying, and ma bring my son, never kill my son. My pussy bring life, your pussy bring none. Me slip pussy.
That's mad, though. That's mad. No, that's a hard line.
The song name dead.
No, that was a hard line, though. My P brings life, your big nut, man. That's mad. That's a nice. You know,
bro, if she's already dead, why you gotta go so hard? Kindly reminder, some girl remember your F Chuck Fender, football defender, making reference to reggae artist Chuck Fender, and apparently adding him to the list of Jada Kingdom's bodies, and follows that up by saying, all upon the stars, she a goggle one bender. Bring her guy your yard, she a name off the helper. Saying that Jada Kingdom's mouth is so unstoppable to just suck and gobble everything in sight, even if you take her to your yard, all down to your helper, she will suck. Sacrifice which daddy? Bitch, me believe in a God. Me put money over family. A wado battery dolly. Can't say you are Barbie when me see up on Twitter as so cocky. No, I did not see that video. Steph, I don't know if you want to send over the... I'm joking. I'm kidding, guys. I am joking. A wado elephant leg were jumping like bunny. Ritical trick it. Epic fit 10 carats. Saying that Jada slept with dancehall artist Ritical. Saying that the way she is so easily jumpy by men, she must be a bunny. And saying not only is she so jumpy that she's a bunny, but when she smashed Ritical, all he had to do was find 10 carats. Just pick them out the ground and feed her. Him not even have to spend no money. My Benz a stop where them fence a drop. Fire about 9
Man, this is a lot of shots that I just shot
in London for the badness. Anyway, me show them Steph not cap. Saying that Steph will find Jada anywhere she is and show her what she's really about. Jada, you're not bad from nowhere. You just start look pretty since last year. Following up on a certain thing that some Jada haters say, that initially all she had was shape going for her, but her face was never really all that until recently she just started to improve. You just start look pretty since last year. Before that, you look like you never bathed. And what water did do to you make you so afraid? But then Steph goes on to make another very interesting allegation when she says, Jada, tell the world say you love me, and you come off in me yard and want pop off me jaws and me have to run. Bringing up Jada's bisexuality once again and saying that she had interest in Steph. And after this, she sings the chorus 2 more times and then ends with this outro.
That's not Vybz Kartel.
Party, you so cocky, you even say Twitter. If you want it, Jada, you so cocky, you do it. Jada, you so cocky, you do it.
Which I'm not going to lie, I don't really understand why a girl is laughing with a bunch of niggas about another girl just simply sucking. Like, don't you all do it? Don't you all sing about it? I don't understand. Like, it's 2026. I mean, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's something that they all do. Then they will not come out and start batching each other. Oh, you all call you F this nigga, then you go to that other dude, blah, blah, blah. Bro, y'all do the same shit. Like, y'all literally be popping around all this shit. It's normal. I don't know why they will not come and start using it to this. That's not this. You're just, in fact, you're even letting the other girl know that, wow. So, you the one those niggas want. You know what I mean? So, that's how they be doing. But for me, it's really all of it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I get this in the song, but now you're just laughing about it like as if you'd actually laugh about it in real life. Like, don't you also suck penis? But anyways, that's besides the point. When this dropped, the Steph fans who were rooting for her went insane yet again. But the rest of Jamaican social media was rather skeptical about all of this, because by the looks of it, Jada had just been laughing and joking on her story the entire time, while Steph was getting angry, talking about Jada is a liar and she's gonna sue her for defamation. And this, that, and the third.
So I'm saying, like,
gonna respond anymore. She's gonna respond.
Jada is just living
and so
life.
By this point, even though Steph had been dropping good songs, the vast majority of the dancehall community was actually way in Jada's favor. And in realizing this, as much as this last song was very disrespectful, Jada knew in her heart she did not really need to care, and so proceeded to do as she normally did and just laugh about it constantly. Many didn't even think she was going to reply, but instead she did, except this time not with an extremely diabolical war song like last time, but instead with a completely different. Bro, just listen. Instead of using loud guns blazing war songs like OG Vibes Cartel or Alkaline, this woman samples Travis Scott 5% Tint and uses a Derek Morgan TikTok audio as the intro. Immediately you know that she's here for one purpose: to troll. She then starts off by saying, "Them girl the brain full of codeine, druggy drowsy, she run from the war and a show a flop scene, twinkle alone against the world, that's me, did I permit the little punk
blood, yo, and I'm just trying to finish this stream."
For defamation and saying she's not gonna do this.
I think I only have like
then she
10
defends
minutes
the
or something.
bisexual allegations Steph made in her last song when she says,
"Decided to fall asleep. I haven't slept for like almost 2-3
you
days
love
now.
the gay life. Why you acting like you're better?" Making allegations that Steph is also into women, and goes on to further this by saying, "Steph panty tongue named the whole of Manchester." On a serious note, when last you get a checkup? No, me not gonna lie, woman beautiful, me love woman, so me can see why other people love woman too. But I did not expect this. London bed, your pussy come on like a letter. F out and dead. Just go put that pan a stretcher.
Man, all these ones be, man, they be throwing bars, like, not even bars, it's like, all they're talking about is P, like, come on, like, I thought it was even going to be something more interesting.
That Steph's vagina is just as common as a common.
Why they're all saying the same thing, meanwhile they're all effing the same nigga. I don't understand. How can you be talking about somebody else? Meanwhile, y'all are both getting the same nigga, and you know, it's just kind of like
that out. It must dead by now and needs serious medical attention. You suck the most dick. You're not eligible to lecture. Which, by the way,
what's that? I saw there are some, like I said, they all do the same. So what are they like? I know it was going to be like a war or something like that.
For sucking? I don't understand. Suck good girl. Like, doesn't almost every woman suck dick in 2026? Is that not a normal thing that you also sing about? You pull up with a bag of b***y man. I want this for making reference to the fact that Steph,
it's all about clout. That's their own clout. That's the reason why, as a man, if you should build your yourself to one height, to one stage, you will be the clout. What's the name of that guy? Pete Davidson. He's the clout for, like, in Hollywood. All the girls want to be with him. Even if they know this guy is a fuck boy, they know this guy doesn't really give a shit. He's a F boy. He's just somebody that just, you know, play around and shit. They will start using him as clout. He dated Kim Kardashian. What did he date? Was it Ariana Grande or something? He dated some other girls like that in the past. I can't remember. You know, and that's it. Like, this one's now, they see Burna Boy as clout. That's why most of both of them are, you know, fighting and doing all this thing. But
friend, I threw my good old in a song make you bitter. It's like you're obsessed. Me I go just send you a picture saying that the only reason Steph is mad is again because Burna Boy sung about Jada and not her. So she might as well send her a picture of her cooch since she's so obsessed with it. And continues accusing Steph of being obsessed with her by saying, "Look how your dirty mouth run water. Use a liquor. Me wouldn't even finger you." And what do that bitch ya? Saying that Steph desperately wants to be inside of her, but she wouldn't even lay a finger down there. And goes on to the chorus by saying, "Just accept that you do lipo your real belly do flat. Why am my front dip on your head top? Me know say you vex, but me can't take the F back. Dissing Steph once again for getting work done on her body and also saying, I know you're upset, but I can't take Burna Boy's dick out of me, bro. I can't un-F him, I can't. And follows that up by saying, look how long me left the boy. Me not understand. A little birdie tell me say you lease the Cullinan, but I know my business that. Go take a drive to the dock. Telling Steph London to get checked up after all of her wild activities yet again, and goes on to say, stop say you're bad, cause I just your gun pussy boy shot. Saying that the only thing shooting on you is your ability to give men STDs. Eastside Queen stamp. You a clown, stop chat. Sit down and crush a box food with the matic palm and lap. Heavy artillery, we no pose with prop. Me nah go show the skunk them face cause them a killer that a that. Saying that she won't show any of her associates faces because they do crime in real life. And also, don't go a bull bay. Them will F you up, I'm certain. She no deserve no burial. Give her a trash bin. Saying that if Steph were to ever come to Jada's hometown of
I don't know, maybe they might just be using it for
exactly what would
clout.
happen to her. Stop support your brother dirty antics.
All this
Only
one are
too
just
nasty.
mouth,
It's
mouth,
like them
mouth.
girl
No
they not have
workings,
no
no
shame.
doing.
You need to get your meds rearranged. And then goes on to call in another artist's name by saying, me hear say Baker F you and cut same day. Baker? You did? Yo, if bro pulled that off, you know, me know Sam did have the girl them lock at one point, but Steph? That's a different level. I ain't gonna lie, I have to give props. Allegedly. You do a threesome with your mother. What a effing disgrace. Oh no, sick. Accusing Steph yet again of even more nasty family-related activities. Are you kidding me? Kingston born and raised. Big up Jubilee. You back down from the war. You're not bad for real. Bullet them will sting you like a bumblebee. Wicked girl no ball. Stop mix up God. Him not go save you none at all. Referring to when Steph said that she worships God so she would never do something as insane as sacrifice her father. But Jada follows that up in the next bar by saying, go and go dig up your dead poopa and tell him your fault, continuing that narrative even more. And gets even more disrespectful by saying, before me piss pon him grave with no emotion, call me Doc, bitch. Threatening to piss on the grave of her dead father. My God. Burna, but look what you caused. Burna, I know it can't be that good, bro. I'm not gonna ask how big it is, bro. That's one off, but
Yeah,
it can't
that's
be that
mad.
good, bro. Come on. Jada then ends by singing the chorus one more time and then leaves this as the outro, furthering what I said at the start about how I knew this song was just not serious.
That's mad though. See how the way both of them are just started beef over Burna Boy. Burna Boy that even after them he stated Coley Bailey. I mean, what's the name of that girl? That one of those Bailey sisters. Stated all of them like.
But after
Burna
the
Boy
song
really don't
dropped,
give a shit, you
something
know.
interesting happened. As much as the fans had their usual reaction, Steph London actually did not seem very impressed. In fact, she went on her Instagram story to say this. Is this a prank? You still got time to delete this, Twinkie. 10 carat emojis. Anyway, off to bed. Basically making fun of the song and saying that it didn't even seem worth acknowledging. Presumably because it sounded more like a joke song than a war song. But obviously this response seemed just a bit suspicious just because I'm fairly certain we all knew that that was the vibe Jada was going for. And not only that, I'm also sure everybody knows that just because a song doesn't sound like a traditional war song does not mean it can't be disrespectful. Like, just look at Kendrick Lamar. Like, what are we talking about here? Even London Bed itself does not really sound like a war song, and people liked it more than Dead Girl Walking, even though that did sound like a war song. And so it's for these exact reasons that some people saw this and took it as an excuse by Steph to back out of the war and avoid responding. Something that even more seemed like the case after all the complaining she had been doing. Case in point, some of the comments said things like, the people don't decide say Jada take the war. From Steph start cry, the war still up. It was good while it lasted, it can end now. Along with many of the Jamaican fans in support of Jada. But of course, on the other hand, just like how there are still Alkaline fans who genuinely believe he's the biggest artist in all of dancehall, there were of course a loud minority of Steph fans who actually believed that she won and still preach that to this day. My take, as much as Steph was a great artist and these songs did sound good to listen to, in terms of sheer and utter disrespect, there is no way you could even think to compare the things Jada said to what Steph said in those songs. She dissed her about about things I didn't even know you could diss a girl about. But of course, the culture is who will decide in the end. And so what you guys choose to say is what will really tell us who won this international war. But speaking of Alkaline and big artists clashing, a clash even bigger than this was the massive war between the two biggest artists at the time, Vybz Kartel and Alkaline. And if you want
you guys make sure you like, subscribe. Shout out to Dancehall Decoded. Like, that was a good one, but to be honest with you, like everything they were just saying doesn't, you know, just talking about each other's speed, like as if you guys don't do the same. It's just normal. I thought it was going to be something like drama and all those things. They are just throwing curses at each other. But anyhow, just let me know what you guys think. I'll see you.